Step 1. Submit application. A person wishing to be enrolled as a Mi'kmaq of Nova Scotia who does not have an eligible status card from one of the 13 bands must submit the application form and all required supporting documentation to the enrollment officer. Applicants must be 18 years of age or older, except in the case of children who have been adopted out. In those situations, their legal guardian can complete an application for them. Step 2. Screening of application. The enrollment officer will issue a letter of receipt to the applicant within 1 week of receiving a complete application. The enrollment officer will screen all applications upon receipt to ensure all sections of the application form are completed and all required supporting documents are included. In the event the enrollment officer considers an application to be incomplete, the enrollment officer will notify the applicant in writing with a window of time to send the missing information. Step 3. Review of application. The enrollment officer will forward applications to the enrollment committee for their review. The enrollment committee will review an application, including supporting documentation, to determine whether the applicant meets the eligibility criteria. If the applicant meets the eligibility criteria, the application is approved and the individual is notified. If the enrollment committee is not satisfied that the documentation provided is sufficient to allow the enrollment committee to determine whether the applicant meets the eligibility criteria, the enrollment committee may request additional documentary evidence from the applicant and/or have a conversation with the applicant. Come have Bidaway with us. And/or ask the advisory committee to verify an applicant's eligibility. When the Mi'kmaq interact, the first thing we ask are questions like Dami Wedabeksin, Wenik Gutjowijik, Ah Wenik Gigama. Bidaway time is exactly that. It is a conversation between the enrollment committee and the applicant, just like any conversation that Mi'kmaq have the first time they meet someone new. They ask questions to learn their family connections, where they come from, what are their roots. Bidaway time will help to verify acceptance, to verify the applicant's degree of knowledge or familiarity with the Mi'kmaq culture, customs, lifestyles, history, and language. To determine whether special circumstances exist to explain applicants' disconnection from their present-day Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq family, or to verify those circumstances. To determine whether any personal or special circumstances exist that have affected the applicant's acceptance by the Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Nation, or to verify those circumstances. What is an advisory committee? Mi'kmaq identity is based on family relations and connections. Mi'kmaq families are very large, and a single family may be connected to more than one area of Nova Scotia. Family members may only have knowledge of the relatives in their own local area or band, and in some instances, it may be someone outside the family who is most knowledgeable of the family history and connections, such as elders or membership clerks. These individuals are respected and viewed as objective sources of information to verify and validate acceptance and family connections. To assist the enrollment committee, advisory committees of elders, community knowledge holders, membership clerks, or others have been established from time to time to review applications. Step 4. Notice of decision. The enrollment committee will make a decision on the application and issue a letter of decision. A letter of decision will be one of the following: A. Letter of approval with the applicant's Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq identification card. Or B. A letter of rejection, advising the applicant that they have been refused enrollment as a member of the Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Nation, with the reasons for the decision of the enrollment committee. Letters of rejection will also include an explanation of the applicant's options to either accept the decision of the Enrollment Committee, apply for reconsideration, appeal the decision, or reapply after 2 years. Request for reconsideration. An applicant who has been refused enrollment as a Mi'kmaq of Nova Scotia by the Enrollment Committee may, within 30 days of receiving a letter of rejection, submit additional information to the Enrollment Committee and request that it reconsider its decision based on additional information. The Enrollment Committee will then look at the applicant's original application again, plus any information obtained through interviews conducted during the original application process, and any new information submitted by the applicant with their request for reconsideration. At this time, the Enrollment Committee will either confirm their original decision to reject the application or vary its original decision and enroll the applicant. Appeals. An applicant may choose to appeal the application through the appeals process. The appeals process is to provide a fair opportunity to individuals who have their eligibility for enrollment as a Mi'kmaq of Nova Scotia reviewed again from the beginning by an impartial decision maker. Reapplication. Alternatively, applicants may reapply for enrollment after 2 years at the least from the date of the reconsideration decision. Applicants may only reapply for enrollment once. With rights come responsibilities. Mi'kmaq identity is not about assessing benefits. It is important to Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq that individuals of the nation know their culture and are a part of their society. When an applicant is advised in a decision of the Enrollment Committee to establish a stronger connection to the nation and/or Mi'kmaq culture, the onus remains on the applicant to demonstrate how they meet the eligibility criteria, including acceptance, should they decide to request reconsideration or to reapply. For more information on the application process or the Enrollment Committee, visit www.mi'kmaqns.ca.